Did you know that one tiny sign can completely change whether an expression can be factored or not? In this lesson, I'll show you one of the fastest and most powerful factoring techniques in algebra, factoring the difference of squares. We'll start with the basic examples, then learn how to factor out the greatest common factor first, and finally tackle more challenging problems that many students find confusing. Before we begin, here's the key rule you need to remember. A difference of squares must have three things. It must be a binomial, two terms. Both terms must be perfect squares. The sign between them must be minus, not plus. If you see a plus sign between the two perfect squares, it's not a difference of squares. So you cannot factor it using this method. Once you recognize these three conditions, factoring becomes quick and easy. Let's get started. So if we look at the first question, x squared minus 16, both of these are perfect squares. So all you need to do, just square root the x squared and you get x, and square root the negative 16 and you get 4. And then it's easy. You just open two set of brackets, put x minus 4 in one, and put x plus 4 in the other one. The second question, 81x squared minus 25. All three conditions are met. Two perfect squares, a binomial, and a negative in the middle. Now the square root of 81x squared is 9x, so we put that in the first brackets and the second bracket, and then the square root of 25 is 5. So we have 9x minus 5 and 9x plus 5. Yeah, same thing here. That satisfies the condition for the factoring the difference of squares. So you open two set of brackets, and then plus minus square root of 4a squared is 2a. You put this here and there. And the square root of 9b squared is 3b here and here. So here, this factors into 9k squared, according to what we learned, plus 1, and then 9k squared minus 1. Okay, because square root of 81k to the 4 is 9k squared. You put this here and there. And then the square root of 1, you put this, which is 1, you put this here and there. Now, if you look at this, the condition we said about the difference of two squares is still in this brackets right here, because it's a minus in the middle. That's a perfect square. That's a perfect square. So your final answer should have been 9k squared. Okay, for this one, plus 1. So you don't touch this. We don't have the sum of squares, but we have the difference. This is sum, this is difference. So this, you keep it the same. This one here, you follow the same rule. You put one sign minus, one sign plus, take square root of 9k squared, you get 3k. You take the square root of 3k here, and then you take the square root of 1. That's 1 here, 1 there. Yeah. Here, even though it's a fraction, and some students are scared from fractions, they say don't be. That's still the difference of two squares, because that's a perfect square, that's a perfect square, that's a perfect square, that's a perfect square. And therefore, now this, the square root of x squared over 36, the square root of x squared is x. Okay, x. And then the square root of 36 is 6. You put that here and here. And then it's a minus and a plus. Square root of 49 over 121, the square root of 49 is 7 on top. The square root of 121 is 11 on the bottom, and you just repeat that right here. This here, does it follow the same thing? Yes, it does, of course, because it's a binomial. That's one term right here, and that's the second term. Binomial means two terms. You look at this because it's in the brackets, and squared, you look at it as one term. Okay, so therefore you open two set of brackets. The square root of x minus 2 squared. When you square root something that's squared, you just cancel the square and you have x minus 2 and x minus 2. And then the square root, you put a plus or minus, and minus, sorry. And then the square root of 9 is 3, so you put that here and there. Now this will give you x plus 1, because you simplify what's in here, and x minus 5, and that is the final answer for this. Now, question 7, 8, and 9, we don't have perfect squares, so we don't meet the conditions. But if you notice, we can take the greatest common factor in each one, and this would become perfect square binomials. Let's erase and create more space to solve these. If we take the 8x squared minus 72. Definitely it's a binomial. The middle sign is negative. 8 and 72, they're not perfect squares. So we have to have perfect squares to be able to factor the differences, to factor using the difference of two squares. So what can we do here? What I see here, I see a greatest common factor, which is 8. And then if you take out the greatest common factor, which is 8, then you're going to get x squared minus 9. And after that, you just carry the 8 in your answer. And this, the x squared minus 9, you could factor that by putting an x here, a minus, a plus, square root of 9 is 3. So this here becomes the difference of two squares. Okay, so that's 7. 8. You have 7x to the 4 minus 7y to the 4. But I can see that I could take out 7 as the greatest common factor. And you're going to get x to the 4 minus y to the 4. And after that, I know I have the difference of two squares now, because the square root of x to the 4 is x squared. So I put this here and there. Then a plus, minus. Then the square root of y to the 4 is y squared here and here. But this becomes exactly like this, because this part right here still meet the conditions of the difference of two squares. So I carry my 7, I carry my x squared plus y squared. I cannot factor that because it's a plus in the middle. But this I could change it into x minus y, x plus y, using the method of factoring the difference of two squares. And then the last one, which is this. Here, I'm just going to stick it in here, and I'm going to write a little bit smaller. I know I could take out 3m as the greatest common factor here. And I'm going to get 9m squared minus 4. Now, I carry the 3m, and this is definitely the difference of two squares. So I open two set of brackets. I'm going to get 3m in this bracket and this bracket. And I'm going to get a minus and a plus. And I'm going to get square root of 4, which is 2 here and there. And here's a better picture of question number 9. This one here, it looks kind of complicated. You know, it's not your typical question doing the difference of two squares, but it still follows the same conditions. And the conditions, two terms, there's a minus, this because it's in brackets and squared, it's one term, and this is a second term. So we have two terms here, both of them are perfect squares. How do you know they're perfect squares? Because I have a square here and we have a square there. Okay, that makes them perfect squares. Now the sign in the middle is minus. So what you need to do, you need to go the square root of x minus 2 squared, just x minus 2. So you put that in here and you put it in the other bracket as well, or the other set of brackets. And now you put a minus and a plus, and then you square root this. And when you square root, as I said, something squared, the square root will just cancel the square. So we're going to get x plus 3. And you notice I wrote the one on the right first. And here I have to open brackets when I write x plus 3. And the reason is, when you have a negative sign, it's going to change everything inside the brackets here. So when it's a plus, you don't need to put in brackets because nothing's going to change. But when it's a negative, you have to put what comes after the negative in brackets. Now, if we look at this, it's going to be x minus 2 minus x minus 3. But here I could start collecting like terms. So x plus x is 2x. And negative 2 plus 3 is plus 1. And this, the x will cancel the x. And negative 2 minus 3 will give me negative 5. So I have negative 5 brackets 2x plus 1. And that's your right answer. So good job, Adam. You got it. You want me to give you another one like this? You want to try it? Let me know, please. Okay. So now, this question here, does it follow the condition of the difference of two squares, factoring the difference of two squares? You see, this is one term right here. This is the second term. So that makes this a binomial. Binomial means you have two terms. Are both of them perfect squares? Yes, 16 is perfect square, and the x minus 1, because of the square on top there, that makes that perfect square. And this is one term. 9 is a perfect square, and x plus 1, because it has a square on top, it's a perfect square. So when that's the case, you know you could do it using factoring the difference of two squares. So what do? You open two set of brackets. You put minus in one, and plus and 1. You take the square root of this. When you take the square root of this, the square root of 16 is 4. Don't forget to write the brackets, and the square root of x minus 1 squared is just x minus 1. So you write that here and here. Now you go to the second one here, you square root the 9 and you square root this. The square root of 9 is 3, and the square root of x plus 1 squared is just x plus 1. And you write that again in here. Now after this, it's just simplifying. From this step on, you just simplify. So how do we simplify? We simplify by distributing the 4 inside here. So we're going to get 4x minus 4. And then distributing the negative inside there. So it's going to be negative 3x minus 3. And after that, we do the same thing here. Distribute the 4x minus 4. Distribute the 3 into here. It's going to be plus 3x plus 3. Now we go ahead and collect like terms. And here we're going to get x minus 7. And we're going to collect like terms right here. We're going to get 7x minus 1. So anybody who had that, they get the right answer. Now here's a question to take home for homework. This is similar to what we've done just before this. Try it and post your answer on the comments. Thanks for watching. See you next time.